former Pentagon consultant claims Eisenhower had 3 secret meetings with extraterrestrials, and we're going to go into Valiant Thor, benevolent space alien ET from Venus with an IQ of over 1,200. We know that in a few days, in about 12 days, we should be having an ET UFO disclosure from the United States, and John Radcliffe will come out and comment on that. So we'll see what they will tell us. Now, this is on Humans Are Free, and I'll give you some information on Valiant Thor, who was a commander from Venus who landed on Earth in 1954, and some police came to see him as he landed, and he said, "Take me to your leader," meaning to take him to the United States president. Now, during the late hours of February 20th and 21st of 1954, while President Eisenhower was officially on vacations in California, the 34th President of the U.S. went missing and was presumably taken to Edwards Air Force Base for a secret meeting with otherworldly visitors, Valiant Thor being one of them. For years it's said that governments around the globe have been covering up the existence of alien life, and for thousands of UFO sightings have been dismissed as a global conspiracy. But, we've had reports of aliens for thousands of years visiting our Earth and looking also like us, like humans. And some of these human-looking aliens were alongside politicians even in the White House. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. This is one of the images of Valiant Thor. Here he is on the lower right-hand side with the paper that he's holding. As you can see, he looks totally human. Now, everything could change when evidence is obtained. Former Pentagon consultant, among others, claims that President Eisenhower had 3 secret meetings with 3 different alien species. Now, this is not the first time we've heard of this. The former Defense Minister of Canada, Paul Hellyer, also referred to this, and he referred to various types of extraterrestrials, even those that look just like us. And if they were to walk right beside us on the sidewalk, we would think that they were totally human. Now, it's said that former U.S. President Eisenhower was taken to the Edwards Air Force Base while he was listed as officially missing for a dentist appointment. Lecturer and author Timothy Good stated that the 34th President of the United States of America met with 3 extremely advanced alien species in New Mexico in 1954. The alien meeting took place at the remote airbase, and they communicated using telepathic messages. According to Timothy Good, the alien meetings were witnessed by many people. Timothy said, "Aliens have made both formal and informal contact with thousands of people throughout the world from all walks of life. I can tell you that in 1954, President Eisenhower had 3 encounters, set up meetings with aliens, which took place at certain Air Force bases, including Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico. It's well known that President Eisenhower finally believed in the existence of aliens. His otherworldly encounter took place while officials were told the president was on vacation in Palm Springs, California in February of 1954. President Eisenhower allegedly met alien visitors with a Nordic appearance, but signed an otherworldly agreement with the gray aliens. Another whistleblower who commented on Eisenhower and his meetings with aliens was Philip Schneider. Schneider was a geologist, a structural engineer of the government of the United States, and was involved in the construction of deep underground military bases, dumb bases, as they're known, in the United States with the Army Corps of Engineers. He was also one of the 3 people to survive the 1974 firefight between the large Greys and U.S. intelligence and military forces at Dulce Underground Base. Dulce Schneider maintained gray humanoid extraterrestrials work side by side with American technicians. In 1954, President Dwight Eisenhower made a pact with 3 species of aliens, Schneider said at a conference in 1995. In exchange for alien technology, Eisenhower allegedly gave permission for the aliens to abduct a number of human beings to perform experiments on Earth and in space. According to Schneider, the technology that aliens gave us as part of this exchange includes a type of metal that is almost indestructible. It is said that during the press conference in 1995, Schneider even presented the public with a piece of mysterious alien metal. Now, according to Valiant Thor, the benevolent alien with an IQ of 1,200 who supposedly came here from Venus. Valiant Thor, a commander, lived as a stranger at the Pentagon for 3 years, interacting with President Eisenhower and Vice President at the White House and Air Force military brass. And the video explored the conspiracy theories surrounding Val Thor's Pentagon tenure. Dr. Strange's PhD and the longest-running UFO story in history. Dr. Frank Strange is best known today for his best-selling work, Stranger at the Pentagon. It was first published in 1967. His book captured the imagination and sparked one of the longest-running mythologies relating to the UFO phenomenon and Hollow Earth in his history. If his sensational story is true, as many people believe it is, then it strikes an entirely new perspective on the history of 20th century America. Dr. Strange has always struck rather a curious figure in UFO circles. He was a dedicated UFO hunter and a freelance private investigator who apparently never had any trouble accepting the veracity of extraterrestrial activity. At the same time, he was an evangelical Christian preacher and the founder of a group called the International Evangelism Crusades. According to Dr. Frank, it was this unusual combination of beliefs that marked him out as the natural messenger for some even important otherworldly information. Val Thor and Jill, aliens from planet Venus. Dr. Strange's claimed that at some point in 1958, he came into the possession of a photograph of a space alien named Valiant Thor, and his second in command, a female named Jill. Dr. Strange showed off the image at UFO conferences and claimed that Val Thor and Jill were extraterrestrial beings from planet Venus. This behavior attracted the attention of authorities, and eventually Dr. Strange was contacted by a Pentagon insider called Nancy Warren, who told him that, astoundingly, Val himself had requested a personal meeting with him. Naturally, Dr. Strange was more than happy to accept the invitation, and he met with Valiant Thor. Val informed him that he and his 3-person crew had arrived March 16, 1957, in a town called Alexandria in Virginia. After Nancy Warren and Frank Strange landed in Alexandria, they are said to have met with 2 police officers who quickly transferred the information they were telling them to the Pentagon. The 4 extraterrestrial beings would then go on to meet with Neil H. McElroy, the Secretary of Defense at the time, and following that, President Eisenhower and Vice President Nixon. It's believed that for a significant period after this meeting, Val and his team met with senior politicians and Air Force commanders on numerous occasions and gave them advice on policy and dealings with other extraterrestrial beings. According to Val Thor, there was a particular reason why he had chosen Dr. Strange to meet with and tell his story to, and that reason was Dr. Strange's devout Christian faith. Val informed Dr. Strange that the Bible was a representation of the truth, but that Jesus Christ was not a human being, but rather a space alien. Okay, now here we go. This, of course, Christ was God and human, and he sits at the right hand of God, in the form of a human. He lifted humanity towards the ability to have divine union with God, the triune God. So, the Holy Bible says, if you have an angel, anyone, even in the form of an angel coming to you, telling you a doctrine that is not written in the Bible, don't listen to him. Okay, so here we have the example of a doctrine that is not right, especially about Jesus Christ, the Son of God, not being human. He was human. Now, Val Thor supposedly didn't have a navel. He was created. And very narcissistic, obviously. And coming and saying, don't believe in what the Bible tells you. So I'm just putting this out there for you so we know what's going on here. And after this UFO ET disclosure coming out in a few days, we have to be very careful about what people are telling us. Okay? Because even the Apostle Paul said, remember, be very careful, test the spirits. Let's remember that how the evil one came and tempted Eve. He came in the form of an angel of light. He looked like an angel of God, telling her lies. She was like flabbergasted, and she saw the angel, the evil one, as an angel of God, and she was like, in awe of him. Okay? So she was so much in awe that she didn't realize what he was telling her was not true. So if you look at these people here, they're very beautiful. The women, Jill and Valiant Thor. I mean, they're very handsome men, very beautiful women, very, very Zoftic looking. They could be models, So, obviously, you can't tell a book by its cover, but a lot of people value people from their appearance, which is totally wrong, of course. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, so let's just go on this. After what Valiant Thor said about our Lord Jesus Christ. He claimed that he had wanted to preach this news on earth, but that he had been dissuaded from doing so by the senior politicians of the day. However, Val told Dr. Stranges that this disappointed had not stopped him from continuing his mission to preach the galactic word of Jesus Christ, which continues probably to the present day. Now, the other surprising thing is, besides Valiant Thor supposedly advising U.S. politicians in the White House, you can imagine how unusual that is for an extraterrestrial to advise the President of the United States and the politicians of the United States. But he also wrote a book, The Secrets for Living from the Valiant Thor book, Valiant Thor's Message of Hope to Mankind. Valiant Thor's Real Force, How to Resuscitate, Rejuvenate, and Rehabilitate Your Nervous System, edition of 2018, things like that. Valiant Thor's Venetian Health, Magic, and Vitality of the Vril, things like that. I have no idea what this book says, but supposedly, yes, you can even find it on Amazon. It says, To Men of Earth, Valiant Thor's Message of Hope to Mankind, written by Daniel E. Fry, Ph.D. And also another book, My Contact with Flying Saucer Captain. Stranger at the Pentagon is another book by Dr. Frank Stranges, Stranger at the Pentagon. So you could imagine, what were these people doing advising the President of the United States, the world's supreme leader? I don't even know if other aliens, of course, were advising other governments. According to Paul Hellyer, the former Defense Minister of Canada, yes, there are other aliens, extraterrestrials, advising other leaders of other nations. So I'll leave links below for you for this. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support.